There, Coffin, nice spot.
Fours around,
Yeah,
before he
Gragson.
threes around, big contact. Noah Gragson gets ran into. I think that was maybe possibly an orange car. I couldn't tell who it was.
Something snapped at Sonoma. Gragson didn't just spin out, he exploded. What caused the meltdown that had everyone talking? And was it just the beginning of something bigger? The drama began early. Gragson started deep in the field, 32nd on the grid. In the world of NASCAR, that's no man's land, especially on a road course like Sonoma. But even with that disadvantage, he had his sights set forward. Trouble came quickly. Just into the final stage of the race, on a restart at turn 3A, Gragson spun out into the grass. Right away, he let his team know who he thought was responsible. Kyle Larson. His voice crackled with fury over the radio, shouting, "Tell Larson I'm coming!" He spends too much fucking time hitting people.
Maybe possibly an orange car. I couldn't tell who it was. He's got big damage.
It wasn't clear at first if Larson had been the direct cause. Replays suggested Josh Berry may have nudged Gragson first, but that didn't seem to matter to Noah. This wasn't just about a single bump or a lost position. This had been brewing. Gragson's season had already been rough, and this contact lit the fuse. The radio tirade that followed wasn't just a heat-of-the-moment outburst, it was the boiling over of months of frustration. As the field bunched up for another restart with just over 10 laps remaining, tensions were already sky-high. That's when things completely unraveled. In the chaos of the restart, Preece got into the back of Gragson, spinning him out and triggering a multi-car incident. Gragson's number 10 car was caught in the mess, slammed around, and ultimately done for the day. He didn't hold back. "Fuck, I hate this shit, man, so fucking over this," he shouted into his radio. There was no filter, no holding back. It was pure, uncensored frustration. It was the voice of a driver who had simply had enough. Gragson was checked at the infield care center and cleared, but he refused to talk to the media. He walked away without a word, letting the radio outburst speak for him. That silence said everything. This wasn't just a bad finish. It was another blow in a season that's been full of them. Another reminder that things aren't going according to plan. While Gragson's race had come to a crashing halt, Kyle Larson didn't fare much better. Just 2 laps after the wreck that ended Gragson's day, Larson found himself in trouble as well. He collided with John Hunter Nemechek and was sent into the tire barriers, finishing 35th. Gragson ended up 37th. In the end, both walked away with nothing but frustration and mangled race cars. In June, Noah Gragson finished 38th because he was involved in a crash. Alex Bowman made contact with Gragson, sending both spinning into the outside wall. "I gave Alex Bowman a whole 2 lanes off the bottom and he just trekked me." Gragson said after the race it's worth noting that this isn't the first time this season Gragson has clashed with big-name drivers. Earlier in the year, he had a heated exchange with Alex Bowman, and his aggressive driving style has made headlines more than once. But at Sonoma, the emotions weren't just about one race. They were about a season that's slipping away. This DNF was Gragson's 5th of the 2025 season. For a young driver with high expectations and a new ride at Front Row Motorsports, it's been far from the breakout year many hoped for. He hasn't scored a single top 10 finish. In fact, he hasn't even cracked the top 20 in the last 6 races. It's a string of poor results that's starting to weigh heavily. Fans have noticed. Some took to social media to show support, others to share concern. One user on X summed it up bluntly: "Noah Gragson just needs to fight somebody. Every week, taken out." Whether it's sympathy or sarcasm, it's clear that Gragson's struggles have become a talking point. Meanwhile, while Gragson was melting down and Larson was crashing out, Shane Van Gisbergen was cruising to another dominant road course victory. The New Zealander led 97 of 110 laps and made the chaos behind him look irrelevant. While others were spinning, shouting, and slamming into each other, SVG kept his car clean and crossed the line first once again. His calm and calculated drive stood in stark contrast to the turmoil that consumed drivers like Gragson. It's this contrast that really highlights the pressure Gragson is facing. While SVG is stacking wins and gaining momentum, Gragson is spinning out literally and figuratively. It's a tale of 2 seasons playing out on the same track. And the more the gap grows, the more visible the frustration becomes.
First runaway. Shane Van Gisbergen dominates
Gragson wins Sonoma.
Racing is as much about mindset as it is about machinery. When a driver loses faith in his equipment or his team, or worse, in himself, it shows. And at Sonoma, it showed. The radio messages weren't just angry. They were exhausted, defeated. That kind of emotion doesn't come from one bad restart. It comes from weeks of mounting pressure, missed opportunities, and growing self-doubt. What makes this moment even more dramatic is that it came at a track where many drivers find redemption. Road courses like Sonoma are unpredictable and present an opportunity for struggling drivers to break through. For Gragson, this was supposed to be one of those weekends. Instead, it became a flashpoint. Inside the garage, there's likely a lot of conversation happening that fans don't see. Team debriefs, leadership meetings, sponsors checking in, everyone's watching. When a driver starts to show cracks, questions start to follow. Is this a matter of growing pains or something more? The team at Front Row Motorsports certainly didn't sign Gragson expecting fireworks of this kind. They brought him on to push the program forward, to compete for strong finishes and show growth. So far, the results have been hard to defend, and public outbursts, no matter how relatable, don't help when the performance isn't backing it up. But this isn't a story of doom just yet. NASCAR seasons are long, momentum shifts, drivers bounce back, and the same intensity that causes these emotional outbursts can also fuel incredible comebacks. The question now is whether Gragson can harness that fire. Everyone loves a redemption arc, a moment where a driver hits rock bottom and claws his way back to relevance. That's the opportunity Gragson has in front of him. But to do it, he'll need more than passion. He'll need poise, he'll need execution, and most of all, he'll need results. Fans are watching closely now, not just to see if he retaliates against Larson or speaks out against Preece. They're watching to see if he can turn this season around. Every interview he skips, every wreck he's involved in, adds another layer to the story. And at some point, the story needs a turning point. Sonoma may have been the breaking point, or it could be the turning point. Either way, all eyes will be on Gragson as the season rolls on. If you want more behind-the-scenes stories, intense NASCAR drama, and updates that hit harder than a late race restart, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more high-octane content, and drop a comment below. What do you think Noah Gragson needs to do to turn his season around? We're reading every single one.